I've done the odd Obama rant in my time. I don't think Obama gets anything like as much scrutiny as he should have got. He got plenty, but it's as if it just ended. As if, oh no, we don't talk about him anymore. How passe. Can't you just leave the man alone? But it's a weird one because when it comes to Justin Trudeau, I just have to tweak the Obama rant just ever so slightly and it fits him. It's pretty much the same guy. It's like they've both got the same personality disorders and they've both got the same opinions on absolutely everything. So it's like, he's just Obama. There's a thing I came to realise it's a long time ago now, that some people are actually the same. Like, the same. You can anticipate the way they're going to react to any kind of stimuli. It's like, well, why, John? It's about personality disorders. Gives you a common pattern of behaviour, a common hypersensitivity, a common emotional instability. So it's like, yes, some people are actually the same and completely predictable. And it's like, no, John, everyone's a little bit different. It's like, well, I tell you what, those who are trying to mass manipulate the public, they know the public, they know people are fundamentally, in some ways, the same. Or there's enough of them, the same, to be able to either swing or gauge the people as a whole, the society as a whole. They're able to nudge certain people, give them incentives to bully the rest. And it's like, Justin Trudeau is a follower who's leading. He's someone who's like, come here. But he's in charge. He's a rubbing rag. But he's in charge. And it's like these people who are set up to follow, who to latch on to others, they're never supposed to be in charge. But hey, they tend to get into power now. They tend to get into power, and it's like, I find it astounding that people don't see it. It's like, really? It's like, this guy talks in extremely simplistic terms of what we call black and white thinking, where everything's either an extreme this way or an extreme that way. You're either a Nazi or you're a nice person. You're either normal or you're crazy. He's like that. He's a black and white thinker. So when he speaks and he uses these absolute terms to and fro, he comes across that he's being like patricional and condescending and using simplistic terms, which is the way he understands it. Could be seen, oh, he's doing us a favour keeping it simple, so we little people can understand the great big complicated issues that he faces. And I'm like, no, that's how he talks. That's how he thinks. He's a fucking dullard. And it's like, it's hard to face. People are surely not, John. Surely he isn't like just a garden variety nag who really ought to be working in a supermarket. He's not that. And I'm like, well, why would Justin Trudeau be working in a supermarket? He hasn't got any retail experience. What right has he even got to be there? Like, this guy is someone who should be moving around in celebrity circles, cheating on his wife, getting his cock sucked and snorting cocaine off strippers. That's what he should be doing, and that's probably what he's best at. So he doesn't impress me. He's not impressed to me that he's got any kind of aptitude other than pussy. He would have no problem scoring attention from very suggestible and gullible women. So it's like, that's what he's best at. It's like, he's got the pick of the litter of, like, I don't know, but 60% of the female population of the English-speaking world. It's like, that's probably what he's best at. It's like he could probably run a line pimping, because whores would be like, oh, I want him as my pimp. Why? Well, he's former Prime Minister of Canada. He'll know some good paying customers. That's the circle he should be operating in. It's like he's wasting his talent. It's like he'd be a decent pimp, but he'd have to be careful only to recruit people more stupid than he is, so that's difficult. Although he could just gaslight the crap out of them and endlessly shit test them and mould them more into something that suits him. I think it's that bad. I think Trudeau is that bad. It's like, what are you trying to say, John? I was saying, that's a guy who's like functionally retarded, and one day took so much cocaine that he decided he could be Prime Minister of Canada, and smiled for the ladies, batted his eyelids, made a few Obama speeches, and the next thing you know, by way of some strange old coalition, in power he gets. Got the Obama endorsement, where Barack Obama's like, oh, he's your man. He's like, I like him. He kind of reminds me of myself. You'll do all right with him because obviously, I mean, I'm brilliant. And so's he. And it's like birds of a feather flock together. Empty vessels that project into the other and see themselves. They see another empty vessel and think that's brilliant. But you've hit the peak when you've overstretched, you've overstepped your authority now. You're making something extra out of the COVID, which they've all done, but he's wanting to go even further. And now the truckers have turned up and he's run for his life. He's gone into hiding. They might hurt me and my children. I'm having to go into hiding and accuse them of being Nazis and racist. It's like, when does that madness end? When does he go? When do you get rid of him? There should be some, and there isn't, is there? In America, they've got impeachment, and they say it too much, don't they? They say impeachment, impeachment, impeachment. Does Canada have anything like that available to them as to where they can impeach the Prime Minister? And it's like, well, on what grounds would you impeach him? It's like, he's a fucking dullard. He can't even really talk. He's never ever faced questions or criticism from anyone who isn't handpicked. He's been completely protected. His presidency is an Obama presidency. His opinions are Obama opinions. His policies and positions are Obama policies and positions. And everybody who he doesn't like, who stands against him, well, obviously they're sexist, racist Nazis. Canada. I have a soft spot for Canada. It's one of the. I haven't got any myself. I haven't got any family in Canada, which is a thing. But it's like, in my time, wasn't always broke. Used to get myself away on holiday at least once a year. And I used to love the Canadians. Whenever I could go to a place where Canadians were, it's like, right, Americans, you don't know what you're getting, right? If you end up making friends with Canadians when you're on holiday, it's usually a good laugh. It's like they're really down to earth, cheeky with the mouth. And it's like, I think of those people as to where I've met like a great cross section of Canadians. Self-employed people, professionals, doctors, nurses, met loads of them. There was a time when I used to quite like the Caribbean. Just saying. You meet Canadians in the Caribbean, and it's like, you wouldn't trifle with these people because they will like endlessly rip you to pieces. They're like masters of the art of the piss take. It's something that I took from a Canadian woman that I made friends with on holiday. She was with a gang of her friends' girls. But, you know, they were married, you know what I mean? But they'd gone away together, so we were in a big gang and we all made friends. And one of them, she was called Sonia. She used to say all the time, she used to say, really? To everything you said. And it'd be just an endless piss take as to where I'd do it. I go, really? And ever since she did it, and it clocked as a callback joke. Really? And it just creased me up, and I stole it from her, and I've been using it ever since. And it's like when Street Hustler approaches Canadians trying to sell them weed. Canadians like, fuck off with that. You don't know what you're doing. It's like, we grow the best weed in the fucking world. It's like, you guys, you're still milling about in a garden, aren't you? So there was his grown hydroponically and like selectively bred. It's like, your stuff's just some sort of crap that sprouts up in your garden that you make money out of. I'm not smoking that shit. I've brought my own. So it's like, Canadians, great beer drinkers, tremendous stoners, and people with like that sense of humour where they wait for you to say something. And it's like, Justin Trudeau's ended up their leader. They stand for that. Just like, what's happened to the Canadians? I think there's a chance we might find out.